guys, what is up? What is up? What is up? So, I am so excited today to be talking to you a little bit more about how to go out to eat at a restaurant and reach your nutrition goals. So, this is something that I go over with all of my clients when I work with them. And I'm really excited to talk with you guys about it today. So, before we get started, as always, I like to just explain if you're new here, I've been a personal trainer and nutrition coach for 9 years. I lost 45 pounds last year with my own nutrition systems and home workouts. I did not go to the gym, I just did home workouts. And now I'm going to the gym as I've evolved with my own anxiety and just whatever. And I'm really excited because now I'm getting to go to the gym and film workouts there. So I still get to do my home ones and I get to share all of that content with you guys. So, again, like I said, I'm a certified trainer, I'm a certified nutrition coach. I'm also a master fitness trainer, which is the highest level you can be as a personal trainer. Sorry, I'm getting over a sinus infection. Maybe one day I'll get over it. And I also, oh goodness gracious, what was I saying? Oh, yes, and I'm also a bodybuilding coach and a master fitness trainer. And then I also have a degree in exercise science. So I have all the credentials. I've also worked with hundreds of people, so I probably know what you're going through, whatever you have. It's probably not a new problem to me, so feel free to always inbox me if you have a question about health, nutrition, or fitness. So, that being said, let's get into today's 4 tips on how we can go to the restaurants of our choice and still hit our nutrition goals and fitness and whatever the goals we're focused on. So, by the way, if you don't have clear goals, you're definitely going to want to DM me because that's a huge part of this kind of like training today is you have to already have kind of defined goals. Now, if you want to do that, we can do just like an assessment call where I give you some macros, some portion control ideas, and we can do that like as a one-off call, or you can sign up for my VIP month. And I do have an $80 discount right now on VIP month where you get a custom workout plan and custom nutrition plan plus 1 month of high level support. So it's a really great deal, and I'll link it below if you're interested. Now, back to business. The first tip is don't restrict all day. So many people go to restaurants and they think, okay, if I'm going to go to, I'm just going to have to pick one here. If I'm going to a Mexican restaurant, there's a great one in town called Ola here. Some people will be like, oh, I just didn't eat breakfast or lunch because I'm going out to eat. I don't know about you, but every time a client tells me they did that, they're like, then I overate at the restaurant. I'm like, well, no shit. You went to the restaurant and didn't eat all day, and then you had like 16 boxes of chips or plates of chips, whatever you want to call it. And that's because you restricted all day. So while I don't want you to go overboard all day, you should follow the meals you typically eat. You can slightly adjust, like have a little more protein, maybe, and a little less carb or more veggies. You don't want to restrict all day. It's just going to set you up for failure. So that's tip one. Don't restrict all day before the restaurant. Two, do look at the menu if possible and pick 2 to 3 options that are healthy and yummy. And healthy is a strong word. I say that and people laugh, but healthy is a strong word because what does healthy actually mean? Now, this is where having your own goals comes in because for my clients, they know, okay, in one day I need 7 servings of carbs, 5 servings of proteins, 4 servings of fat. I'm just making things up, and 3 veggies and 2 fruits. So if they know that, then they go about their day and they keep that all in mind. It's easy for them to go to a restaurant because they're like, oh, I've already had this many of this, so I'll aim for this type of thing. And so if you haven't had the time to maybe look at the menu and plan that, my clients are like super solid on that. So I love that for them. Now, if you're not my client, again, and maybe you can't be my client right now, what I would say is go on to a calculator and download your macros. So you'll just put in some like basic info, nothing personal, probably just your email, your height and your weight and your gender, age, all that good stuff. And you should get some numbers. And what you want to do is then consult me and I'll help you kind of calculate that into portion control sizing. And then what we can do from there is then you can say, oh, if my goal is to eat this many carbs a day when I go to Chipotle, for example, I can have rice. I'll probably skip the beans or, whatever the portions kind of recommend. And what you do is you align it with what you want to eat, but what is still within your healthy portions for you. That's what I mean when I say healthy and yummy. Because my whole thing as a trainer is I'm not having people eat foods they don't like. I've had trainers do that to me and I hated it, so I'm just not that type of person. If you're going to go out to eat, by all means, enjoy it. Maybe, I don't want any of my clients doing it 24/7 because that does distract from our goals typically nutritionally. But if you're going to go out a couple times a week, you should have a game plan so you're not going off the rails and you're still getting to enjoy yourself. And that's the whole point of this training. So those are my two first steps. Don't restrict all day was tip one. Number two was do look at menu if possible and pick 2 to 3 healthy but yummy options. Number three, don't try to count don't try to count portions or calories. Unless the menu has it, then that's fantastic if you like to count macros. My thing is like don't go out of your way to guess or try because all that does is ruin the meal. You're not present, you're not enjoying it. Might as well have not even eaten it at that point, right? It's just like what's the point of going to a meal if you're going to obsess over the calories for 2 hours during and after the meal? You didn't get to enjoy that. So don't do that. Just make your choice. Know that you don't go out 24/7, so it's okay to enjoy yourself and keep that mindset. And lastly, do listen to your body. Again, this one is a tough one for some people. And that's because you don't always have hunger fullness cues. I was just talking to someone about this last week. If you don't know your hunger fullness cues, this can be very challenging. And so I accept that and I recognize that and I know that this can be challenging for people. However, when you work with a coach, we can help you understand your hunger fullness cues by going through different processes. For me personally, I have my clients follow not a rigid plan, but a plan at a regular time each day for breakfast, lunch, snacks, and dinner. And that way their body starts to tell them when they're hungry and full. It's very simple. It's not complicated. And it just takes a few weeks usually, maybe even a few months if you're really like out of tune with your body. But that way, when you go out to eat, you can say, oh, I'm normally about this full when I'm done with dinner, so I'm going to stop here versus having to like guess and obsess. It's a much easier way to live. And that's why I get so excited when I get to work with my clients, whether it's in my VIP month or my 6 month transformation. The thing is, if you're really like misaligned with your hunger fullness, if you have more than like 20 pounds to gain or lose, I typically lose, but I guess it's true if you have 20 pounds or more to gain, these bigger goals, I really do recommend working with someone like me, like a coach for 6 months or more, because you know it's going to take longer than a month to get to those goals. However, I'm not just like any coach. Like I said, I educate and I help you attune to your body. And my goal as a coach is always to have you get those 6 months with me and then not need a coach again because I'm going to teach you how to listen to your body, how to learn about fitness, how to learn about nutrition in ways that work for you, just like we talked about today. And I get so excited about that for my clients because seeing them win, like I just had a client today tell me about this, just having that attunement in your body to go and have a cookie and not feel like you need to eat the whole thing, but also not feel guilty for having it in the first place. These aren't just like lifestyle wins. These are like life changing wins because imagine just having that type of mindset with food where you're going to the restaurant, you're not stressed, all of these great things. Now, as a bonus for this call, if you do share or comment or whatever, engage with this, I will give you a free macro check, which is what I was talking about earlier. I will not be able to give you a meal plan for the free price, again, the free price. But I'm willing to give the first 5 people who engage, so just the first 5, a free calorie/macro check. And what this will include is the portions that you need to eat each day to reach your goals. Again, it's not a meal plan, it's just the baseline. Now, if you want the meal plan and the exercise plan, that's $80 off right now, and I would love to work with you guys on that. However, like I said, if you have bigger goals, I have an even bigger discount on that program, but you have to DM me about that one. So if you have any interest in working with me and applying this information to your lifestyle 24/7, you can always comment below, and I'll also link my store below. It was such a pleasure talking with you guys today, and I know this was a short one. I do have to walk my dog, so I had to keep it short and sweet. But if you have any ideas for another topic you want to learn about or anything else, any questions for me, you can always ask here. This will also be posted on YouTube, so for all y'all, you can always ask me on YouTube too. Always comment. Follow me on IG at Mermaid Fitness by Ariel, and have an amazing day. Bye, guys.